waiting for you. Do us a favor though. Can you start our lives? And I guess yours too if you're going live.
I started mine. So
Oh, you did? Okay. What? Kitty juice? Kitty juice for a 21-year-old, a 21-year-old kid. But someone 21 and older, I should say.
Oh, okay.
Kat, can you unlock me? I'm 1111. And just you could go online for me too. Oh, girl, don't act like you don't know how to use the iPhone. Give me my phone, Kat. Give me my phone. Okay, thank you.
They think their iPhone is so great.
It's live.
Are everything.
They are. I can't wait to get the new one.
What's that? The 11?
Yeah.
iPhone 11?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Dwayne's on. You're on, Kat? Oh, perfect. Maddie's on. Okay, perfect. Yeah, come in a little bit more. Wait, hold on. Let me just see how y'all can do this.
All the tears of
What is going on? Why is there so many mics?
I'm like, what the hell? Let me find out. We tested. My mic is off.
I got like one more inch.
Hello, hello. Yeah. He's right. You go down now. Oh, me go down.
There we go. There.
Alright, we're
Hey,
live.
guys.
People produce heat.
I'm
Right.
telling you.
I didn't say that.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the Real Estate Divas. Woo! Tonight, is my speaker on? Gotta ask the producer.
Is it season 1?
Candace, Dwayne play all day. We are so very, very excited this evening. We have a very, very special guest and friend of ours in the house tonight, Mr. Dwayne Reed.
Thank you.
Mr. King of the Credit Repair, but I'm Miss Madison Realty of Christie's and
Candace Mitchell of Group 26 Real Estate.
Kat, Mrs. Broker Ali from Remax First Realty.
And Shereen with Group 26 Real Estate.
we also have a special guest tonight. Hey, Miss Brooklyn. Let me get her up there. Hey, Brooklyn.
Hi.
Brooklyn is the first year in kindergarten, so you know Maddie loves the kids, so she's super excited to have Brooklyn. Hey, Brooklyn. All right, so it's been a minute. We're still trying to get together. Sade, we miss you today. Next Monday, boo.
Next week.
Next Monday. Maddie had it wrong. Make sure. So what's going on, Dwayne? How was your weekend first? Before
My
we
weekend was good.
introduce you. How was your weekend?
My week was good. Appreciate you guys for having me on the show. I've been looking forward to it all week. I
Thanks
tune
for
in when I
coming.
can. You can hear me?
A whole 24 hours?
Huh?
A whole 24 hours?
Cool.
All week?
Since
Oh.
last week. Since last week.
Since the last time, you know.
Since
But
last week.
I appreciate you guys for having me on though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. You ever like go to vacation? They be like, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Never mind. Okay. Go ahead, Candace. How was your weekend?
Hey, my weekend was good. It was okay. You know, business was being done. That was all. Nothing fun. No turn up weekend. I turn up during the week. That's the funny
Yes,
thing.
you do.
Yeah, like through Monday
she does.
through Friday, but Saturday and Sunday I'm home. Don't call me. Don't ask me to go anywhere unless it's like family oriented or like yeah, I'm not going because I'm usually sleeping because I had a crazy week. But yeah, it was good. Other than that, can't
Sound like
complain. Yeah.
My weekend was awesome. So my godson is actually getting ready for college. So yesterday we were pretty much trying to get his scholarship essay in order, and we're excited. So I'm looking forward to that. But over the weekend, I do have some younger cousins, and we stepped out, and I've learned some new vocabulary. Have you guys heard of driving the boat?
Yes, I heard of that.
No.
No.
I'm
Really?
old.
That's
No.
why I don't come outside. Like you
Yeah.
said, on the weekends, I'm trying to get my work
Wait,
done.
wait. What's driving the boat?
Driving the boat is
That's what Meg the
simply
Stallion, right?
Yes, you know,
It's what?
it's
That's
You
what
wanna
Meg the
tell 'em, Kat?
Stallion. You know who she is?
I know. Yeah, I heard the name. I know who she. Jeez, I'm not that bad. I heard the name. She's a rapper.
yes.
There you go. See?
So pretty much it's just like turning up like a bottle, like to your mouth to drink. But we've been doing that. We just
yeah.
never gave it a name.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
I
don't
want to.
see how the name relates.
It
either,
doesn't
but
It
at
doesn't.
all.
So it's just
Driving
turning
the
the bottle up and drinking
You're
it?
drinking
Right.
it. They're pouring it in your mouth, really.
Right.
And if you get drunk, is you crash the bowl. Or
so there's more to it.
She drove a couple boats.
Yeah.
She know all
I'm gonna
about
drive
that.
a yacht. So shout out to my young
All
cousin
right,
for
new vocab
keeping me
that I'm
young.
not gonna use, but okay.
No. How about you, Kat? How was your weekend?
My weekend was quiet. Just worked, family time, nothing special.
We love family time. Sure was good, boo. I like your hair.
Why, thank you, darling.
How's your weekend, boo?
My weekend was good. I did a mixture of client working and did some family things. So I wasn't here last Monday because it was my daughter's birthday.
Happy birthday.
My baby's getting old. I don't like it.
How old is she now?
She's 14.
Oh, her a big girl now.
She's going to high school. Like, I was going to cry the first day. I had to hold it in. I kept it together, guys. Kept it together. But, yeah, so on the weekend, so we celebrated Sunday, we celebrated Monday, and then on the weekend, it's like 6 people's birthday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday was somebody's birthday in my family. My family's
You was
huge.
driving the boat. And you ain't even know it.
I didn't even know it. So we had like a little backyard barbecue for the baby who turned 1, and then everybody else. You know, we did that whole, you know, the thing where you sing "Happy Birthday" like forever.
Right.
We got all 6 people's name. Yeah. So like, happy birthday, all of y'all. Keep it moving. So that's basically it.
Well, happy birthday to your family. Again, we are so super excited to have our dear friend, Mr. Dwayne Reed. Yes. So I have to say, and I hope, Maddie, please don't cry. So about 2 years ago, I had like a walk-in Wednesdays, and Dwayne was like, Maddie, do you want to come on my show? And I was like, sure. So it was my first time doing something live like this. So I was like, Dwayne, I had a really good time. I want to do a podcast. And he was like, just do it. So I was like, but where? He was like, in your house. I was like, in my house. He was like, just do it. And I said, well, you have a background. He was like, just start. And I did not start till about like a year and a half later. And the first time, maybe the second time I went live, we got picked up. So that is how this show is formed, from a super friends giving me encouragement to make it happen.
So
Thank you.
I mean, I guess that's a thank you from everybody,
welcome.
because
You're
now we're all sitting here because of you.
Yeah. It's dope because she used to do the what is it
He
called?
said, you got that microphone?
Yeah,
Just
my-
go ahead and do it.
Yeah, she used to have
Go,
the what is it
microphone.
called? What you used to call it? The
Ask Maddie?
Ask Maddie. She used to do the Ask Maddies already. So I'm like, why not just go live with the microphone and just do the whole thing? You know what I mean? But you know, sometimes you gotta like kind of let people know, point out their greatness to them, because sometimes they don't see it. You know what I'm saying? But you're great, boo.
Aww.
Whew. So, welcome our great friend, Dwayne Reed. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right, so I'm Dwayne, the credit guy. I've been doing credit repair since I want to say 2005.
Oh, wow.
I started doing it. I pretty much started doing it right after high school. I'm self-taught, so I didn't go to nobody's program or nothing like that. I pretty much learned everything on my own. I started. Well, let me tell you a quick story about how I actually got started. Right, so I was fixing credit. Didn't really understand what credit was. All I know is I read a book. Somebody gave me a book. I read it. It just took to me. So I started. I would fix people credit, but didn't realize the importance of credit. Right. So one day I used to go to this. This is called the Trap House every Saturday, and you know, I used to go in there. I used to get paid $100 per person I used to work on. Right. So this guy every Saturday, the guy would have a bunch of people there for me. So one time I met this guy that was from my neighborhood that was there. Right. So fixed his credit, and I used to fix people credit on the PlayStation. That's when PlayStation first had the internet. So I used to do it on the PlayStation. So yeah,
Wait a minute,
this
hold
way
on.
back. This way back. I don't want to age myself. This way back. But I used to fix the credit on PlayStation, whatever. And then one day I was on the parkway. I remember I had a 1993 Toyota Camry, and I just got out the body shop. It had gotten into an accident, whatever. So I'm on the parkway with my windows down, music up, and he pulls up on me. This was 2005, because this is when the 645 first came out, the convertible one. He pulled up next to me, beeped the horn, and he was like, "Thanks, credit guy." And then he said, "Thanks, credit man." That's where I got my name from. And it like a light bulb went off, and I'm like, why I'm in this and he's in that, and he came to me for help. Yeah. So that's when I went home and did the research and started realizing that, credit was just big industry, this billion-dollar industry, and how much companies relied on it. And that's when I really got serious and really got certified and buckled down and really started doing it. So that's how I got into it.
Self-made.
Yeah, self-made.
Shout out to those entrepreneurs who are self-made.
I just want to say he's such a guy because he remembers things by the PlayStation and by when the car came out.
Yeah. It was a nice car too, man. Yeah.
The best. It was. That's so funny because I used to love that car. Believe it or not, I remember it had the ring, like I think the ring, like that you put the ignition. Yeah. It lit up. Mm-hmm. I think that was like the first time I had seen something like that before, and I love that car. But so you talked about like credit. Like, what is credit? Why is it important? What's a FICO score? Like, what is that?
Okay, so credit is pretty much a system that's in place for for banks to pretty much gauge what's the chances of you paying your money back, to make a long story short, right? So I like to use this example. If your sister or your family member came to you and said, "I'm borrow $20, I'll give it back to you Friday," right? And then Friday comes around and they give you the money back. When they come back to you and ask you for another $20, you're not going to have an issue. You're going to say, okay, they're good for it. You know what I'm saying? But if they come to you and say, "I'm borrow $20," and they don't give it back, and they come to you the following week, "Let me get another $20," you're going to say no because you still ain't paying back for the last $20 you owe me. Word. So that's pretty much what the credit report monitors. What's your payment like? Are you going to pay it back? What's the chances of you paying it back? Do you pay it back on time? You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much a breakdown of what the credit is. Oh, and you said what's a FICO score?
What's a FICO and why is it important?
Okay, so a lot of people get confused with the whole FICO score and Equifax, TransUnion, whatever. So let me break it down like this. Equifax, TransUnion, Experian are what's called the big three credit bureaus. There's like 100 credit bureaus, but those are the big three that everybody goes to, right? So what happens is everybody thinks that FICO is like its own credit bureau. FICO is nothing but a score calculation. FICO looks at, it applies it to the Experian credit report, TransUnion credit report, Equifax credit report, and comes up with 3 different scores because the 3 different credit bureaus are 3 separate companies that don't talk to each other. They just collect information. So they all have their own, their own thing going on. But FICO just applies their calculation based off the credit report. So the FICO score is looking at the same exact score that Credit Karma is looking at, but Credit Karma is just trash.
You hear that, guys? Please don't show any of us realtors, especially Dwayne, your Credit Karma screenshot. It is not accurate according to the Credit King.
No, it's definitely.
I know why it's not accurate.
People say that.
Can you please tell them why?
Okay, so a couple reasons. This is what I realized with Credit Karma, right? A couple reasons why Credit Karma isn't accurate. First things first, Credit Karma doesn't take the age of your report as part of the calculation. FICO is really big on the age of your credit report. I've seen people with 10 years history and a couple collection accounts, couple late payments, and they have a higher credit score than they do on Credit Karma because Credit Karma doesn't look at the age of your credit report, and it doesn't look at your debt to credit ratio. Like I've literally seen people on Credit Karma with 700 credit scores with like 80% worth of credit card usage. That's not possible on FICO. But that's only 2 parts. There's a bunch of them, but we'll stay there. Cool. I don't want to give away all my secrets.
Yeah, you gotta call him for a one-on-one consultation. He's also having a walk-in Wednesday special.
Walk in every day.
Walk in every day. Tell them where your new location is.
Okay, cool. So I pretty much I opened my new location last Monday. Thank you. Please hold your applause, please. So we opened up last Monday. Finally got my approval from the city. So shout out to Irvington. I love all y'all in City Hall.
Shout out to Kat.
Even though y'all took too long. But listen, so we finally opened up. So pretty much what I'm doing, just to get people coming in and get people knowing about the location, we're doing what's called a walk-in special. So it's pretty much instead of you paying $199 to start, you pay $149 to start. But you have to walk into the office in order to get that special. I'm just trying to get like foot traffic, let people know we there. Because everybody tells me they drive past and they see the sign, how they love the sign.
I was like,
the sign is dope. The sign came out nice.
It is really nice.
But we're located at 1233 Clinton Avenue in Irvington. It's right across the street from same side, but across the street from Irvington High School. You can't miss it. Like if you come in the daytime, the sign is huge. It says Reed Financial Solutions. So we lit. Yeah, it's lit at nighttime too. So the sign is lit.
Yeah, right. Literally lit.
Literally lit. I also want to state that me and Dwayne went to high school together, but our relationship formed as we began to do business together. Yeah. Every time I ask him, can he do something as far as let's talk to the kids, he's there. I ask him, can he come on the show, he's there. So I say thank you.
Oh, thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
I appreciate a whole lot.
There's a lot of love in this room today, man.
A lot of love. So what are some simple tips for someone who's trying to maintain their credit?
Okay, so
who got candy? I smoke it.
The baby got
Brooklyn,
candy. She not
Casa?
sharing.
What you got? What you got?
Put on my
What you got over there?
We're about to hustle a kid out of her candy.
Eating eating
We're
gum.
just playing.
She looking like, nah.
It just smells so
I'm good.
Like, no.
gorgeous. She was. Go ahead, Dwayne.
All right,
We're trying
so-
to maintain our credit.
All right, so it's two basic things you need to know to maintain a decent credit score, right? First things first, that everybody pretty much knows, you got to pay your bills on time. Like, if you don't want to pay your bills on time, you're never going to have good credit. And I'm tired of telling people that. People think that,
What bills? People get bills and bills confused.
well, bills that's reported to your credit. So that'd be like a car note, any loans, student loans, any personal loans you might have, any credit cards you might have, any charge cards you might have. Pretty much anything that reports to your credit report, you want to make sure you pay those on time.
Basically,
if you do
gave
have
your
an issue,
social-
huh?
If you gave your social,
Well, not
Well,
really, because you give your
T-Mobile.
social to cell phones and stuff like that
Yeah.
too. They don't really report.
oh, they don't.
Yeah,
They
so pretty
don't.
much any type of
Okay.
credit that's extended to you, like money, like, you know, a car note, credit card, charge card. I don't know if y'all know the difference between a credit card and a charge card. Charge card, you got to pay off every 30 days. Credit card, you can carry a balance. Yeah, there's a difference.
Yeah,
Exactly. American Express, good
right.
example.
Clear.
So yeah, so we pretty much, as long as you pay your stuff on time, and if you can't pay your things on time, pick up the phone and call them and let them know you can't pay it on time and why. A lot of times they'll reverse the fee and they won't even report it to the credit bureaus. As long as you call and let them know before. You can't call them after and say, hey, can you, remove it? Because now it's work on their part when they didn't do anything wrong, so they're not going to do it. Another thing is, I've noticed is the biggest secret on a credit report is called the debt to credit ratio, right? Which is how much of your credit card balances you're actually using. You ladies heard of the 30% rule?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so as long as you stay under 30% of your credit card limit, your score, as long as you pay it on time and stay under 30%, you're guaranteed to have a decent score. When I say decent score, I mean 620 or better. As long as you do those two things, you don't have a whole bunch of other, negative stuff going on. A lot of people, they like to max their credit cards out, pay it off, max the credit card out, pay it off. And they don't realize that once you max the credit card off, it gets reported with that maxed out number. So you can pay it off all you want. They're going to keep reporting that maxed out number because of the way the cycle works. You know what I mean? So you got to make sure you keep your credit card balances low and pay all your stuff on time, and you'll have a decent credit score.
Nice. Kat, can you tell them how they can call if they have any questions for the credit band?
If you have any questions, you can dial 646
Mm-hmm.
233 1302. Any serious questions for
Listen,
King.
who was it? What did that guy want to do? Bill said-
Marshmallow
the
guy.
marshmallow guy. I'm sorry. There was a guy who called up maybe 2 weeks ago and
And
said that he
last
was
week.
interested in getting a house, but he wanted his house built out of marshmallows, and
Oh,
we were
wow.
just like, really? That's not what we're doing
Listen,
here.
anything is possible. I'd be like, we can work that out. How much you spending? As soon as it rains, it's gonna melt though.
So,
But
I too have a relationship with Dwayne.
That's my girl.
We met through a mutual friend, and
Yes.
he did more so my husband's credit. I would say I was okay.
Mhm.
And so I can really vouch for his work.
Yes.
I don't really like referring people out unless I personally know how they work.
Exactly.
So I could definitely say we're both. I think we're about to hit 800. So
Oh, girl.
Where them claps at?
Whoa.
Where them claps?
we're both up there at our
Yeah.
scores.
Wow, y'all
I got
lit.
that heavy old Amex, the platinum.
Oh, you got the
card.
heavy one.
The heavy
yeah,
one,
yeah,
right.
Yeah, yeah, All
That
right.
came in a nice little. I should have bought
Yeah,
it
the box,
in.
right? It came in a whole
I said,
box.
what is
Yeah,
this?
yeah,
It came in
yeah.
a heavy old box, and it's
Mhm.
thick. It's like
Mhm.
it's a thick card.
Yeah.
They're like, use me.
Right.
Yes,
So thank you again, Dwayne. So because of that, I automatically refer all my clients who has credit questions, who's looking to buy, whether it's a home or car, I send them straight to Dwayne because it's trusted. I'm not worried about scams and what's gonna happen. He worked for me, and I'm sure he'll work for you. And on the other note, I helped him purchase
I was just about to say that.
his commercial space.
I was just about to say that. I called Kat. I was so mad because I was dealing with somebody else, and they was like, running me all over the place for nothing. And then I called Kat. I said, "Well, Kat, I need a commercial spot. Do you work commercial?" She's like, "Yeah, we can work something out." And then
that was like, sure, we'll try it.
yeah, exactly.
That
We
really
viewed
was my first. So
One
I'll
place.
Say that.
That was the first spot we
That
viewed,
was my
right?
first. All right, little story behind that. That was my first commercial that
Mhm.
I sold.
Mm-hmm.
That property was actually, I sent it to you
Mhm.
because I kind of knew the agent,
Mhm.
and it was under attorney review. So, and that was the one he wanted. I'm like, tag, it's under attorney review, but he really wants it. But we made it happen.
Yeah.
Go, girl.
It came out of attorney review. Our offer got accepted, and that's where you can reach him now.
Exactly.
Right in
We
Irvington.
lit now. Now we lit.
1233, right?
Yeah, 1233 Clinton Avenue.
Clinton Avenue.
Irvington.
Yep. So with that being said,
We got paparazzi. over
right.
here. The baby's over there taking pictures. We got paparazzi.
You gave us some tips on how to maintain credit. Are there
Uh-huh.
any particular tips on avoiding bad credit? Like, I know.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty. That's a good question. A lot of people have bad credit. A lot of people because of high credit card debt, right? So I like to tell people when it comes to your credit card usage, especially my ladies, right? Ladies tend to walk around with all their credit cards in their pocketbook. I don't know why. Every single credit card you ever owned.
Right.
Yeah, every single credit card you ever owned. Like you're going to work. Why do you have Target, Walmart, Bloomingdale's, Victoria's Secret?
And the reason why we're
Neiman's,
laughing is
Capital
because we're so
One.
guilty.
Yeah, like they you guys walk around with every single credit card. Like I've had women come to my office and I pull up their credit report, and I say, oh, you know, you have a lot of credit cards. They're like, yeah, I know, I'm trying to pay it off. I'm like, all right, cool. Where's the credit cards at now? And they literally roll the credit card on my desk. I'm like, why do you walk around with all of these? And then once I explain to people, they be like, oh, I don't see the difference. I said, okay, when you go into a store and you see something that you like, is nothing this to stop you from taking that card out and just swipe. I'll swipe it. You know, I'll swipe it. Next thing you know, you in $20,000 worth of debt and you're trying to figure out how to get out of it. And you still swiping. So once I tell them, listen, just leave all the cards at home, walk around with one card. So by the time you see something you like and you go to the store, see something you like, but you realize you don't got the card on you. By the time you get in the car and drive home, you're gonna start feeling guilty. And you're gonna be like, you know what? I don't need that. I don't need that bag right now. I don't need those shoes right now. I don't need that stuff right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. And then chances are, if you go all the way home, get the credit card, and come all the way back, you have a problem.
Right.
You have a problem.
Or it
You know
was
what I'm
some
saying?
really great shoes on sale, maybe. No.
No, because you got to remember the 30% rule, right? As long as you stay under that 30%, you're fine.
Okay.
And people might say, "Oh, my 30% is only $1,000." Well, get more credit and make your 30% more. But as long as you stay under 30%, you're fine. It will not affect your credit score.
Now, is that 30% each card, or is that 30% overall?
Overall, same thing, but it's overall. It's overall. They add up all your credit cards together and they add up all your limits. They divide the balance into the limit and they come up with the percentage.
Okay, so
So
like
as long as you know your number, what your 30% is between all your cards, as long as you stay below that between all your cards, you're fine.
okay, all right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, and can you do some myth busting for us? What's some
Oh,
credit
this is fun. I
myths?
love doing this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I've heard a lot of stuff, so just.
Okay. First, let's get into the first. Let's talk about collections, right? They can't be on your credit report, and they can't do this and they can't do that, right? If collections were illegal, companies wouldn't be suing you. Collection agencies wouldn't be suing you if they were illegal, right? So the thing with collection accounts is, collections, they have to prove that the debt belongs to them, right? Because technically all it is the companies, the banks, they sell that debt to a collection agency. And people might say, oh, well, you can't sell my contract because I didn't actually do business with you. It doesn't matter. They sold your contract to somebody else. It's the same thing when they sell your student loans. It's the same thing when they sell your mortgage. It's the same exact thing. Like when Capital One was buying out all these banks and your bill started saying Capital One now own that contract, right? So a lot of people say, oh, don't pay collections, but then they end up getting sued. So if you do have collection accounts on your report, come check us out and we'll get them off the legal way. You know what I mean? Get them removed. That's one myth. Another myth is, I keep seeing people talking about if you pay your credit card twice in 1 month, it look like you paid twice, or some funny meme that be going around. That's not true either. It's only 12 months a year. There's no extra month. So like, what extra month are they gonna report? It doesn't even make no sense, right? So I see stuff like that all the time too. Another thing is inquiries, right? I've had people that come to me and say, my score is low because of my inquiries. And when I look at their credit report, they got like 20 collections, 5 charge-offs, and 2 inquiries, and they look at the inquiries. Inquiries are 99.9% of the time not your problem, right? Inquiries are a one-time hit, 2 to 10 points, depending on how much times you run your report. If you're trying to buy a card and they run your score 100 times, they only charge you for 1 run. So it's not the inquiries. So please stop calling me, asking me to remove inquiries. We're not doing it. You're wasting your time. I had a guy pay me like $500 to remove inquiries. I think his score went up 3 points, and he got mad at me.
Stop.
After I explained to him, it's not your inquiries. But, you know, it is what it is.
I think a common one also when, correct me if I'm wrong, when you're repairing credit is to stop paying your bills.
No. If you're
I
paying,
definitely have heard that.
Yeah, if you're paying,
right.
if somebody tells you,
Was it debt
Debt
consolidation?
Yeah, debt
they
consolidation.
always tell people that.
Yeah,
they
because
ruined a sale for me because of that stupid.
how they do is this, right? They'll tell you stop paying your bills because they want all your bills to go bad, so that way they can turn around and settle it for less. That's what they want to do, but that destroys your credit. That consolidation destroys your credit. A lot of they don't tell people that, like, oh, your credit's gonna be 300 when we're done with you. I mean, they don't tell people that. And another thing is, with the what else you said? You said the debt consolidation.
No, that's the one. Just stop paying your bills.
Yeah. If a credit repair person tell you stop paying your bills, get up and walk out the room, because that don't even make no sense. I'm gonna let y'all know that now. Just leave. Just like pick up your stuff, pick up your bag. You know, you leave your bag in the car, pick it
All
up,
your cards in
and
it.
leave.
All your cards.
Don't even say all 30 cars. Don't even say like I'm leaving. Just get up and leave.
Okay, so another myth that I heard is that, well, I don't know if it's a myth. I have no idea, but I was told like once it's off your credit report, you no longer have to pay it. Is that true?
Oh, there's a little gray area there, right? Okay, so with collection accounts, once it comes off your credit report, technically you don't have to worry about it because that's how they force you to pay it is by putting it on your credit report. The problem is, well, usually we'll let you know if you have a certain collection account from a certain company, they'll sue you. I don't want to say what the company is, but if I see that company on there, 9 times out of 10, I'll tell you, hey, you know, based on how old it is, because it is a statute of limitations. Based on how old it is or what it's for, I might say, hey, look, take care of this, because if you don't, they're going to sue you. Right. And I've had people that, they're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to take care of it. Then, you know, a couple months later, they call me, oh, my God, they're suing me. And I'm like, I told you. You know what I mean? Because I've been doing it so long. I know who sues. I know who don't. I know who you can get off and don't worry about. It's all like the back of my hand now.
Do you want to share what's the statute of limitations or no?
Okay, so the statute of limitations is pretty much how long a debt collection or a company period could come after you for a debt, right? So in New Jersey, because every state is different, in New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania, it's 6 years. So what does that mean? That means 6 years after your last payment, legally they cannot come after you, right? But how they trick you is they might call you and say, hey, you know, you have this debt, it's $3,000, give us $200 and we'll call it even, right? You might give them $200. What you just did, you started the whole clock over. So as long you got to know 6 years past the last payment, not when you open the account. Because a lot of people say, "Oh, I got an account that's 7 years old and it's still on here," but you just paid it last month. It's 6 years past your last payment, and then 7 years, it falls off your credit report.
And then you don't have to pay it.
Then you don't have to pay it now. After 6 years, you don't owe it.
That was a good one.
Yeah, little jewel.
You know. So how fast when someone walks into your office and they give you their credit report, how soon will they see results, or does it vary?
It varies depending on what it is. On average, about 30 to 45 days. Oh. I've had people, you know,
turn
a week.
around. Quick, give me some claps on
Yeah,
that.
you know, I'll take a clap. I had a girl who, I did her Experian on like Monday and like Tuesday something came off, so she was excited. I think I posted that. I'm not sure if I posted that. She was real excited, but it depends on what you got on your credit report.
And I guess it depends on their willingness as well.
Exactly. Because I get a lot of clients that for some reason they think that they're gonna come in here Monday and Friday they're gonna be 700.
Monday and Friday.
Yeah, like.
See, I was still in pages. I mean, pictures this morning. I was doing my little fake job.
Yeah, that was dope. That was a big deal right there. We went through a lot to get that space.
Yeah, we did, but we're here. I think you went over the difference between the 3 credit bureaus.
We can do it again. They're pretty much just 3 separate companies that don't talk to each other.
Is there one more important or one that's looked at?
It's more regional. In this region, they tend to use Experian, TransUnion. Down south, they tend to use Equifax. So it all depends on where you are. But they're all just as important. You know, it's a lot of times if you're trying to get a home, they're gonna look at all 3. Well, you guys know that.
Right.
They're gonna look at all 3. So it's really none that's
kind of go for the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And how do bankruptcies and evictions affect your credit?
Okay, so evictions don't affect your credit. They used to when they used to come up as judgments, but they no longer do that. I know you guys still do like a judgment check when they're doing the background and stuff.
For rentals.
Yes.
Yeah, for us, they no longer have that stuff on the credit report. So judgments or tax liens are no longer reporting on your credit report. Tax liens as of 2018, judgments they took off in 17. So they're no longer on the big 3. They might have the other little ones that you can go through that they still might have judgments, but the big 3 no longer have the judgments. Bankruptcies pretty much destroys your credit. But here's what's funny about bankruptcy, right? You can be a 500 and then file bankruptcy, and all of a sudden you're a 700 because what happens is the bankruptcy erases all your debt. So your credit cards go from being maxed out to 0. So you can. I've had people within 3 to 4 months they have 700 credit scores after, bankruptcy, and they come back and we do some work and get them right. Like people buy cars. Like bankruptcy is not what it used to be. Back in the day, if you filed bankruptcy, like your life was over. You couldn't get a house. You can't get a car. It was like you had to wait
now
7
it's
years.
A whole new start.
Now, as soon as you get that letter in the mail, they send you credit cards. Come get a car. I know a lady. She got. I think her interest rate was like 4% or 5% after, like, literally 2 months after bankruptcy.
Hold on. So I'm about to file. What chapter? Let me stop.
Chapter 7.
Yeah, Mike. So question. I think you're try that, Mike, brother.
We okay, yeah, we back now. All right.
How soon after
yeah.
bankruptcy
So
can
right.
one, I guess, purchase a home? Because that's a common question that we get all the time.
I know for first-time home buyers, you have to wait 2 years past your discharge date. But you can actually buy a home with a conventional, but you just got to put down more money. I know a guy who filed bankruptcy literally like in March, and this other broker I was working with, and he needed his credit score to be like a 680 or something like that. So he bought a trade line off me, and he bought a house, and he put down like 40%.
Oh wow!
So it was crazy, but he definitely got, and he had a high interest rate, but he still, he wanted to do
You
that.
still bought it?
He still bought it, yeah.
Yeah, I know lenders who will do it the next day.
Yeah,
Wow.
right out of foreclosures, bankruptcy,
Short sales, too.
All that, yeah. You can still get it, you just can't get that first-time home buyers,
Right.
which is the best.
You have to have a conventional, and I think some of them want like 25% down, 20%. You have to come with your money.
Yeah,
Right,
you gotta
right.
have that money, yeah.
Right.
I don't know how they have money after filing bankruptcy, but we're not even gonna talk about that.
Well,
Listen.
I'm not. Yeah, we won't.
We ain't
talk
gonna get
about
into that. They gonna get into all that.
We'll talk about that off air because I
Yeah.
know what
Yeah.
some people be doing, and I'm not about to give anybody any ideas right now. Okay.
All right, we'll talk about that after the show.
Okay. So quick.
Oh yeah.
Just a really quick thing, and this is very important to a lot of people, especially in entrepreneurs. How do you build business credit? How do you get that?
That is a great question. So I went on a mission like 2 years ago, right? I wanted to add business credit to my, to my resume. So I started researching how to build business credit, what they look for, and it's very simple, but at the same time, it's complicated, right? A lot of people think that building a business is just getting an LLC and a tax ID. That's the start. It's a lot of things they look for. For one, your cell phone cannot be in your name, right? I try to tell people that all the time. You gotta have your cell phone has to be in your business name. You gotta have a location with your you gotta have a business address. You gotta have a business email. You gotta have everything has to set up so it can look like a business. The bank will deny you because they did a phone check on your phone and it came up as Dwayne Reed. They'll deny you for that. You know what I'm saying? It gotta be in your business name. So you got to make sure that they actually take you seriously as a real business. And another thing is, there's 2 ways you can build business credit. The easiest way is to build it off your own file, meaning that the first couple cards you apply for, you use yourself as what's called a personal guarantor, meaning that if the business fails, you're still going to pay the debt. The other way is to build it off of your tax ID, which is a little more complicated, but I actually have a plan for that. So our plan pretty much guarantees you anywhere between $30,000 to $40,000 in 4 to 6 months. And right now that plan is $1,200, and then the price is scheduled to go up because the people that I work with that's doing it, their price keeps going up, so my price keeps going up. So
it's a business.
yeah, pretty much.
Do you recommend purchasing trade lines and attaching it to your business credit profile?
Yeah, I don't know much about the trade lines for the business credit. I know about the personal credit. Trade lines will work wonders, but you gotta do it right. If you go to buy a trade line from somebody, they don't actually see your credit report. Just get your bag with all your credit cards in it and get up and leave.
All the credit cards.
Because they're gonna sell you a trade line. Trade lines. Okay, this is how trade lines work for the people that don't know, right? Trade lines help with the age of your credit report. It helps with your debt to credit ratio, and it helps with your payment history. So trade lines is like a credit hack. Like it comes in and hits your report and recalculates everything, right? So let's say you don't have enough credit cards, you can get a trade line with like 10 years history on it. Now you have enough credit. Let's say if your debt to credit is too high, you can get a trade line with a huge limit that could bring down your debt to credit ratio, right? So trade lines work wonders, but you got to make sure that when you are buying one, and we actually sell trade lines. But if you are buying a trade line, make sure that the person asks to see your credit report first to make sure it actually fits your credit report.
Oh, I see.
Because it don't make no sense. I know people that go and buy like a $50,000 trade line when all they needed was 10, and they paid $3,000 for that. You know what I mean?
Do you care to talk about how much you charge or no?
Trade lines start at $500,
Okay.
but like I said, it's all based off what you need.
Okay.
That was going to be my question. So how do you determine which, I guess, based
Trade
on
line?
the score?
Yeah, I look at the credit report because I look at it's not a lot of people that do credit that can actually look at the credit report and tell you what's wrong with the report. A lot of people use a program, right? So the program, they just put your name and information in there and it automatically generates the letters for you. All our work is custom. We actually do handwritten letters and we go through your credit report and I'll tell you like, look, you need to pay your credit cards down or you need more credit cards. We'll get this type of card for you. We'll get you the card, show you how to use the card, monitor your usage of the card. We kind of hold people's hands. So all our work is custom. So we don't do none of that program or, printouts or whatever. So I pretty much look at the credit report, and just by looking at your report, I look for the problem areas, and I might be able to tell you, like, hey, look, you don't have any credit cards. If you want your score to be anywhere between here and here, we can get you this trade line that costs this much, and this is the impact it's going to have. We'll give you a ballpark because I can't say down to the number what it's going to be. But I might say, okay, this trade line is going to get you anywhere between 680 and 740. Once that person gets that trade line and they score go up, then we apply for credit cards for them because trade lines are a temporary fix. So trade lines might last 3 to 6 months, depending on, actually 2 to 6 months, depending on, what it is. And once it gets on, it will get you 2 to 3 credit cards. And as long as you maintain those credit cards and do what you got to do, your score is going to stay high.
Got it.
One thing I do appreciate about Dwayne is that he is local, meaning our audience is Essex County, Bergen County, Hudson County, right? It's not where it's a credit.
Right.
California.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, I tell people all the time.
Like you're just a number and you're just calling. They're like, oh yeah, let me check up on that person real quick.
Right. You can actually go and visit his office. What are some credit no-nos? What should you not do?
Credit no-nos, there's a lot of them.
What's your top 5?
Top 5 credit no-nos. First things first, thinking that just not paying the credit card is going to make it go away. You got to try to work it out, try to do something. Another credit no-no is with student loans. I know a lot of people have issues with student loans, but they think that we have a lot of credit bureaus that advertise that they're going to, oh, we do student loans, we'll get rid of your student loans. You cannot get rid of student loans. Like, people got to stop falling for that. Like, there's a reason why everybody, if you can get rid of student loans, everybody be doing it. You cannot get rid of student loans. The person might pay a person all this money to remove the student loans off your credit report. 2 months, they come right back.
Yeah, they call every day talking about you. You guys get those scam alerts. They be like, "Hi, do you know that we can get rid of your credit, your student loans?" And I'm like, "Really?
You cannot get rid of those."
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders ain't getting rid of it. No, you cannot get rid of student loans. I'm gonna tell you that now. What's another one?
How does medical bills play on credit?
Oh, medical bills. I noticed that people think medical bills is something different, but medical bills is just a collection account. It's all the same thing. Medical bills, DirecTV, Verizon. I see Verizon on everybody's credit report. Verizon, Sprint. Yeah, pretty much. Well, I love. No, I'm sorry. I love Verizon. I'll take that back. Let me stop. I did not say that. But yeah, I see them on everybody's credit. But a collection account is just a collection account. But I know a lot of people have medical bills. A lot of people have student loans. So people tend to use those words because everybody has those. It's like a marketing thing. So.
I just need to. I'm being nosy right now, right? What is the absolute worst credit score you've ever seen, and were you?
Okay, so that's I know a girl back in the day. I want to say this had to be like 2006, right? A friend of mine, that was his fiance, so he brought her to me and said he wanted to fix her credit because they want to get married, they want to start.
And he don't want none of her stuff.
Yeah, he wanted to get rid of that first. So I said, okay, let me look at her credit report. She must have had every single credit card you could think about charged off. So she had like 26 charge-offs. I think she had like 75 collection accounts.
Whoa.
It was crazy. She had pretty much whatever you could think about, she had it, right? So I told her, I said, look, you need to go file bankruptcy because you're going to be working. I'm going to be working on your credit for the next 5 years. That's how much stuff she had.
Like all day.
Yeah, like I couldn't do it. I told her straight up I can't do it. And I won't fix nobody's credit that has a whole lot of debt, especially debt that they're going to come after. Certain debt that they'll come back and get you for. Like, you can get it all off the credit report, but then you're going to have lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. So if I see on your credit report, I'll tell you straight up, like, look, you might want to consider bankruptcy. And if they say no, they want to fix, I say, okay, cool. But then when they come back and say, hey, I'm getting sued here, because I literally know people that have like 3 or 4 garnishes lined up. Like, they'll start garnish you for this. Once that pay, another one step right up, you get garnished again. So certain accounts that once we see, we know they're going to sue you, and we'll say, look, take care of this or else.
Okay.
Wow. We're just gonna say hi to some people on the check-in. I'm sure there's some questions on the
And in case anyone else have questions, you do your live as well, Dwayne, right?
Yeah, every Wednesday. It's called Credit Talk. We live every Wednesday, 8 p.m. sharp. Sometimes 8:02, but it all depends on what I'm doing. But it's called Credit Talk. You can catch it streamed on my page. Read Financial Solutions on Facebook. Read _financial _solutions on Instagram. So we live every Wednesday. We'll have like a topic, and then we'll answer questions towards the end. So it's kind of like my way of giving back because I get a lot of questions in my DM, which I hate.
I say it all the time.
Yeah, I hate those questions in my DM because people ask 2 or 3 part questions and ask me, do I want to read letters? I don't want to do all that in my DM. So come on the show and ask your questions, and I'll answer them.
All
Mhm.
While we're saying hi to some people on the check-in, we want to definitely congratulate you,
Mhm.
your new baby Tristan, right?
Tristan, yes,
Tristan.
my
he's,
son.
he's now 4. No, meaning like we have 4
Father,
children.
Yeah,
Father
man.
Right,
four.
right.
My
Father
fourth
of
child.
4.
My fourth child.
Right.
Yeah.
Seems like that was a big wait. Madison always getting this incorrect.
Yeah.
Is that the right one? That one? This one? It's not. Wait, you looking for the picture?
What we looking
No,
for? What we
I'm
looking for? Yeah, but it's my fourth
Okay.
child. You know.
Okay.
Hopefully it's my last. You know.
Your credit good. You can afford more kids.
You know, it's not even about affording them. It's about the time. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to have too much kids, but I don't have the time to spend with them. I like
Right.
spending time with my kids. And my kids get mad if I don't get like one-on-one time with them. They'll get mad.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
the
Especially
jealousy.
my daughter. Like she'll call me like, "Yo, we ain't hang out in a while. What's going on?" Like she'll tell me that she's only 7. She'll tell me that straight up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I want to have enough time for all of them. I think 4 is a good number. So
For
shout
now.
out to my wife. 4 is
Right.
a great number.
Definitely congratulations.
I
to
think that's
you.
like hint, wife, no more.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Before we go, Dwayne, won't you tell them how they can contact you?
Mm-hmm.
Tell them again about the Wednesday and your IG and contact number and where the location is. I want them to know
Everything.
for sure.
Okay, cool. So you can catch me on Instagram at read_financial_solutions. That is my business page. That's where you see all the testimonials. That's where we put all the credit tips. That's where we put all our specials. If we have any, you can check us out there. My Facebook is Read Financial Solutions. No underscores, just Read Financial Solutions. That's on my Facebook page. Our website is www.readfinancialsolutions.com. You can go in there and check out all our, all our, what do you call it? All our promotions, all our plans. You can read up about credit. We got a tab called Credit 101 where you can go in there and check out all the rules about credit and, collection accounts, how all that stuff work. It's just a dope site that you can check out all that stuff. I got my testimonials on there too. Soon to be adding my YouTube page on there and stuff like that. What else? Oh, so our office is 1233 Clinton Avenue. That's in Irvington. We're there from 10 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. So you can walk on the start, $99 a month to get started on your credits, but you have to walk in to get that special. What else? Yeah, and if you want to email me, Dwayne at readfinancialsolutions.com.
Is that 5 days a week you're open or?
6 days a week right
6
now.
days.
6 days. So Monday through Saturday. Saturday is like 10 to like 3. It's like a light day. Yeah. So check us out.
And one more question. Since you also own multiple properties.
Yeah.
What's your take? What's your advice to anyone looking to invest, purchase real estate in connection with their credit?
Great.
Well, I'm glad you asked me
Great
this.
question.
So I got into the whole real estate thing like 10 years ago when the market first crashed. That's when we started buying. Now I didn't go into this thinking like, man, the market crashed, let me buy. It was just the opportunity that I saw, right? So we bought a 3-family in Irvington first, and we moved there. Then we bought a 2-family East Orange, and we moved there. And then we bought the 1-family that we live in Bloomfield, and then we bought the commercial property. So I don't want to say I did all this by mistake, but I kind of like the first one was just because I wanted to move out of my mother's house, and somebody told me I can be a landlord. I was like, oh, that's dope. I'll be a landlord. You know what I'm saying? So, but what I tell people now is what I usually say is I wouldn't buy a house in the area I wouldn't live in, because I know it's a lot of people that want to just buy houses in the worst areas, and then they don't want to take care of it. They don't want to go there. Right. Every time there's a problem, they look at it as a hassle. So I always say if you wouldn't live there, don't buy a house there. That's usually what I tell people.
I know that you was going to do a landlord course. I'm just going to get my phone because I noticed some questions on that. Facebook be quiet. They be shy.
Yeah, we having I'm actually setting up a landlord course now, which I'm going to teach people because it's like a disconnect. So everybody's telling you to buy real estate, buy multifamily homes, but then once you buy the home, you're like, okay, what do I do now?
Right.
So what we're doing now is we're putting a course in place for teach people how to be landlords, how to run their building efficiently,
How to be good landlords.
How to be good landlords,
not
yeah.
slum lords.
Yeah, because that's the problem. You got a lot of people that's getting dragged to court and losing a whole bunch of money and getting turned off by the whole landlord thing because they're not doing it right or they wasn't educated. So I'm actually trying to teach people. I'm actually trying to educate people because I learned the hard way too. I got dragged to court once. Somebody tried to clean me up, but it worked out in my favor.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Any questions?
It's definitely a lot of people on live today. I'm scrolling down. Hey, Spark and Boomtown, Camille.
Hometown Fitness, right? My God. Yeah.
It's a lot. I'm trying to scroll up. Maddie and KB, what's going on? Kwame, I'm scrolling. Someone said we're doing our thing.
Kwame, what up?
Thank you. But Gorgeous said what's up. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't really have any questions on mine either. Everybody's just saying hi and good information, stuff like that.
Do you have any questions for us, Dwayne?
Nah, man. Y'all ladies keep doing y'all thing, man. I be in the office watching y'all show on Mondays. You know what I mean? Turned up.
Thank you. We tried.
Congratulations on
Thank
the
you
season.
for tuning in.
What's it, season 2? This season 2, right?
It will be season 2.
Oh, it was
Tell
season
them
2.
that.
Okay.
As
When
our
we coming
season
back?
We're
comes
ending up
to
season
end,
1.
We have 2 more episodes left.
This is dope, man, because it's not every day you get to see, African American women doing their thing like this. You know what I'm saying? Like showing women that they can, you guys can be great. We need more
Right.
inspiration like
We
this.
can work
Like,
together.
thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all though.
Appreciate you.
Keep up the good work.
I just want to make sure I say
Guys,
this.
if you need your credit score fixed, if you need it up,
Yeah.
check
Have
him out.
any
Call him. He gave you all
questions?
his information.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure he's willing to, get you guys educated, get that score up.
Oh, cool. Plus one more thing. You can actually go on the website and you can sign up for a 15-minute free consultation. So that's another thing. I forgot all about that. You can actually go on the website, schedule your consultation. I'll call you or my assistant call you, look at your credit report, let you know what we could do. So you don't even got to spend no money. We'll look at it for free, let you know what you could do, and then, you go from there. I forgot about that.
That's amazing.
But you still got to walk in if you want the discount.
If you want the discount, you got to come in. We ain't doing it over the phone. I don't care if you live in Texas. You got to come in if you want to. If you want that discount, you got to come in.
Lazy.
You know what I mean?
All the time.
And it's a beautiful office too, man. I want to show it off because I put a lot of work in there. You know what I mean?
And stay
We can't
tuned for the
wait.
grand opening.
Yes,
Exactly.
because we will definitely love to be there.
Gonna reach out to the mayor. I'm gonna have him come cut the ribbon and all that. And we're gonna do it right. Have a little party. So I'll let you ladies know.
Mr. Voss. Voss,
You know what I mean?
right?
Yeah, Voss. Yeah.
We're
yeah.
waiting on you,
Yeah.
Mr. Tony Voss
Yeah.
of Irvington.
Shout out to Irvington City Hall. They know me by first name over there. You know
He's
what I mean?
across the street.
We're across the street.
He's across the street.
I'll be walking right up. As soon as they call me, I walk right over there. What's up? What we doing?
Ladies, before we go, do you have anything that's coming up this week? Any new closings? Any new buyers, sellers? What's coming on your market? What's going on with y'all?
Let's see. I got 2 people under contract,
Ooh.
waiting for someone else to let us know if we got, if they accepted our offer. So I'm crossing fingers. One of my offers did get shot down today, though. I'm so upset for my client because they really love that house. And here's like a quick funny story. So my client is looking for a property in Teaneck. She wants to be in Teaneck, New Jersey. Her family lives there. That's where she want to be. She was going to put in an offer on a property. She waited a little bit too long. It went under contract. So we saw other properties. None of them are, she wants something renovated. And I'm driving my daughter to school this morning, and I went down a different road that I normally went down, and I saw a house that was being renovated. So I decided that on my way back, I'm going to just walk into these people's houses. So I walked in there, and actually when I went to pick her up, then I stopped and I walked into the house, and the guys are working in the house, and I'm like, do you guys by any chance know if the owner is going to be selling? I knew they were going to sell because it's a rental property, right? And they were like, well, I can give you my boss's number and you can call him. So call the boss. The boss was like, yeah, the owner's going to sell. Let me reach out to him and then I'll give you his number. I was like, okay, no problem. 2 minutes later, I get a text message with this number with just like initials. So I dialed the number on my phone. The number is already in my phone because it's a client that I'm under contract with who is he's buying another fixer-upper that we're going to put on the market once he's done. And he goes, so I'm like, hey, you want to hear a funny story? He's like, were you just in my house? And I was like, yeah, I was snooping all over there. My client may be interested. I sent her some pictures. And he's like, oh, okay, good. So here's the thing, guys. Now, and he just bought it from someone. He didn't buy it with a realtor, so there's nobody attached to it. So even if my client doesn't want the house, guess who gets to list it?
That's right.
Nice.
We have to work.
That's right.
Door knock.
Got to do out-of-the-box stuff.
We lit.
Break into people's
Definitely.
houses. No, don't do that. I'm kidding.
No.
Don't do that. I didn't break in. The door was open.
Breaking and entering.
Kat, what you got going on, boo?
Just hitting the pavement running. I got a great review this morning.
Yes,
I've seen that. I've
I
seen that.
snapshotted it, but I didn't pull it up.
I didn't give you a review, did I?
No, and I resent you the Zillow
You did?
request today.
When?
Yeah.
Ooh.
No, don't I got to log in or something like that?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you
I don't think I have a
log in.
Zillow. I never set up for Zillow. That's what it was.
It takes
you
2
gotta log
seconds.
in.
That is
It's
not an
like-
excuse.
All right, resend it to me. I'm gonna put
I'll
you. I'm gonna give
resend
you a
it.
nice.
So
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, so one of my
Cat is
clients
the
I was
bestest
working
ever.
with gave me a great review. So real estate is exhausting. I think we quit every
Definitely.
other day.
Mm-hmm.
But
Like
some-
2-3
Yeah.
times a
Yeah,
day.
No, I've quit a few times lately. But because you work so hard. I work so
do,
hard. It is
tireless.
tiring. It's time consuming. It's once I put the kids to bed, I'm still working. I wake up working, and sometimes you just need that extra push to keep going, to keep being more tired, so to speak. So I got that review, and I'm just like, it's worth it. She's into her home. She came from New York, first time, lovely home. We saw it, we ran on it, hit the pavement, run it. Like it was one day on the market. Got under contract, snatched that house up.
Go girl.
So stuff like that just motivates me to keep going, to keep being passionate about what I do.
Mhm.
And then I'm ready for fourth quarter. I'm ready for 2020. I'm
Yes.
killing.
It feels really good when you get a good review because you know that person is happy in their home,
Right.
especially first time home buyers, and you know you had a part to do with it. You just like you do your little dance and you're like, yay,
Right.
you
'Cause
know.
we go through hurdles, ups and downs, the deal
go through it.
ties, multiple offers, every weekend showing. It's like, but
I
as
got,
long as
I got a question for y'all.
Uh-huh.
Now, will y'all have somebody that want to go to like everybody's house, but never want to put no office in?
You have to be able to tell.
Yeah,
your
how do you
client-
deal with people like that?
I mean, I've shown clients too many homes,
Mm.
but I've also worked with clients where it's like, okay, I can truly say all of these homes are ugly. I don't
Yeah.
like them.
Yeah.
They didn't have potential. The listing agent described it totally opposite. The pictures
The
were
pictures
fraudulent.
lied.
So
Yeah.
I can, I won't hold them to that.
Yeah.
Now, if I've taken you and it's like all these houses are, being
Nice.
crossed off your list and you're
Yeah.
just not putting an offer, then it's like, you know what, you can't continue to waste my time.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
playing games.
So it depends on the circumstance.
So they gotta be like me, one and done. You know what I mean? I want to see that one. There you
Right,
go.
right.
Throw
Those
the
are not
offer in.
all the time, but
That's
they work.
few and far in between.
One and done, but it was a lot of work to get it.
Mhm.
A lot of work. So that's my upcoming, just to keep going and in 2019 with the bang.
You go, girl. I actually did snapshot that review,
And it was a long one,
It
too.
was.
I was like,
It was long,
snapshot it, and
yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna pull it up here. And
I ain't read all of it. I just saw it was a
Just
review.
Because
Yeah,
Zillow doesn't
wait
allow
till
you just to
you-
put stars. They actually expect you to write something, whether it's 2 to 3 words. You can't just put the star. But
It was
she
a
went
dark and stormy night.
right. She went in. I really appreciate. I just needed that push to keep going.
That's dope.
What do you have going on, Maddie?
you
Maddie
guys
lit
know-
right now.
you play all day. Guys know I'm super excited about Miss Sade Strickland. She's my new buyer's agent. She's amazing. She's hitting the ground running. She hustles just like me. She's a Sag. So this week we have 2 listing appointments. So I'm super excited about that. And we went on our first listing appointment together yesterday, Sunday, and we was flowing. So I'm really hoping Thursday we get that appointment, sir.
You got it.
Go girl.
Thank you, girl.
Maddie lit out
Speak
here.
it
Going on
into
with
existence.
you?
You already
On
have
fire.
it.
Got this dry
On
cough.
fire.
What's going on with you, Miss Custom Fitted?
Nothing. I have.
That's pretty.
Thank you. Well, I haven't washed it, but thank you.
Every time her hair is not washed, it's always like the best.
Yeah, you gotta don't wash it. It looks
Right.
real nice. Just keep
Right.
it, keep it lit like
She
that.
like just look crazy.
Spray a little
okay,
water in it, wipe it out with a rag. You'll be alright.
No, it's low key. I got calls from clients today. I'm supposed to have 2 closings this week, which I just learned about today.
Mm.
So today was kind of
Mm.
crazy.
Checks
But yeah,
getting
just
cut.
going to events this week and some other things. That's all. Just keeping it light. I need some more clients though. I'm like ready. All my deals are closing like back to back to back.
Nice.
But I need
You gotta
more.
replace them. Just gotta replace them.
Yeah,
Right.
I need them
Right.
like.
So let them know how can they reach you.
Yeah.
Tell them it's Custom Fitted. Let them know.
What is my Instagram? Custom with the K, KUSTOM _ fitted realty _ realty. On Instagram, number 732-705-7587. Yeah, and Candace Mitchell, Group 26. I don't know.
Do it. What you got going on, Mr. Reed?
Well, you know, same old, same old. Get up in the morning, take the kids to school, go to the office, pick them up, drop them off. You know, regular. I don't really got nothing planned this week. It's just the usual stuff. I'll be in the office. Usually I'm in the office from like 10 to 2:30. Then I come back around like 4 to like 7. All depending on what my workload is. Most of the time I'm watching YouTubes and, you know, the Joe Rogan show and all that. You know.
And if I'm not mistaken, you rent the space out, your conference room?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's another thing I'm doing. So I got a nice little lobby, and I
Look
got
at
a
the
nice
realtor of the year
Yeah.
reminding her
Yeah.
client what he
Yeah.
does, and she still didn't get a review.
She want that review. When I get home, you gonna get that review. All right, we both gonna sit down and write that. It's gonna be beautiful.
I'll send it to Tati's email. That's
It's gonna
what
be a
I'll do.
tearjerker. Watch. But yeah. So I got this nice conference room, right, and then I got this nice lobby. So what happened was, as I was putting the conference room together, I put the table in there with the chairs. So my guy was like, "Yo, this is nice. Like, you should rent this out." I'm like, you know what? You're right. So what I'm doing now is I'm gonna list it so like people can come for like hour blocks. Like if you let's say you guys want to close on something but you don't have an office, you can come to that space. It's a nice space in the area. You know what I'm saying? The office is like beautiful. Everybody that walk in there says it's beautiful. It feels like home. It's comfortable. And I got this big nice lobby that I'm be doing classes at. I'm be renting it out for people that want to do classes. I got somebody doing a vision board party there. I did my wife's surprise baby shower there. But it's real nice. So I'm just trying to utilize the space as much as possible. And I want the people in the area to know that they can, you know, come use it. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome.
And I've definitely had
That's super
attorneys
lit.
that requested locations since their office was out the way.
Exactly.
They were looking for local areas. And like you said, just an office room.
And it's
Table,
comfortable. You
yeah,
get a
somewhere
receptionist, you get
comfortable.
Wi-Fi, you get something to drink. Then you get a
little
nice
intimate.
TV on the wall. You know what I'm saying? You get all that.
Stuff. This is good.
Very professional.
So right in Irvington, you can get it all.
Exactly. Exactly.
1233 Clinton Avenue, right?
It's
It's
lit.
important because, you know, like as a entrepreneur, sometimes you don't have your own space all the time. So a
Exactly.
nice incubator, right? That's what they call it for us.
Mhm.
It's perfect. And shout out to them Cowboys. I just want to let
You
you
already
guys
know. You already
Since
know.
me and Dwayne are Cowboys.
You already
fans,
know. You know what
okay?
I'm saying? It's lit.
Sorry, it was because
I called it. I
So
called
let
it.
them know that we beat them.
Yeah,
Redskins.
bad. And them Giants, bad.
Oh, they trash.
Struggle.
Didn't they lose yesterday too?
Yeah, struggle. Struggle.
How about them boys?
Yeah.
Well, guys, we will definitely see you guys next week. Next week, we're going to have our title girl, Miss Vanessa Lott. And thank you again, Mr.
Oh, Vanessa's
Durain,
coming.
the
Lord.
Credit King.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. And we'll
Thank
see you guys next
you.
week.
Appreciate you guys.
Peace.
Thank you.
Bye.
Miss Custom Fitter, help me out.
This is dope.
What's going on?
Thank
you. What's going on?
Let me put Dwayne number. Dwayne, what's your cell phone?
973.
Hold on.
973 375.
Wait, slowly. Dwayne. Let me put it in here.
375 1000.
Wait, why is it not coming up? What's your number?
Oh.
What's your number?
973 375
It's
1000.
And your IG.
Dwayne, I'm sorry, Reed Financial. Reed underscore, so REID.
REID.
Yeah, underscore financial.
Wait. So I want to make sure that they have it on the gram. Oh Lord. Read. Where's the underscore?
That's right.
I haven't.
Oh, right here.
Shift and
Dash.
Mom.
okay.
Financial.
Yeah.
And then solutions with S.
Yeah.
The underscore, I'm sorry.
I haven't used
That's
a
for Instagram.
traditional computer, and so that's
got
for
Mac.
solutions, right?
SOLUTIONS. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Got it.
You look very familiar, but I just don't know where. And I live
I
in
don't know
Bergen
why I
County.
can't remember
Well,
the
lived in
exact-
Teaneck for like ever.
I'm gonna think about it. Thanks.
I don't see it.
What?
The,
What's going on?
nothing much. Just work.
Good show.
The Browns and the Jets.